So Anna Nash, President of Explora Journeys, thanks so much for taking some time out to chat to us.
Thank you for having me here. It's great to be here in Ireland.
Now, Explora Journeys really seems to have kind of hit the ground running with the Irish travel trade. Do you want to maybe give us a little bit of a roundup about it?
Yes, so Explora Journeys is still a relatively new brand. We're part of the MSC group, so MSC Cruises is of course our sister brand. And we've been created on a white sheet of paper and really to redefine ocean travel, to offer something completely different, very much bridging a gap between traditional cruising and luxury boutique hotels on land. We're finding a new path in the middle. And I think as a new brand, as a family-owned brand, we can be a bit of a trailblazer. We can take risks, and we're really on a mission. We're enjoying what we're doing, and we really want more people to discover the joys of ocean travel.
Yeah, and of course you've got like a wealth of knowledge from the luxury hotel industry. You know, what do you feel you're bringing from that industry to cruising?
Gosh, so I've got 25 years behind me of luxury hospitality experience. Funny enough though, I started my career at Orient Express, which is now Belmond, on the trains and cruises side of the business. So have always had a love and a passion for journeys, the rhythm of a journey, that adventure, and I think that's what we're doing now. So I've always been inspired by that and the movement, but of course the guest centricity of ultra luxury hospitality, putting our guests in the centre of absolutely everything that we do. And I think that's what I specialise in, but also building a brand, really rolling out visions. I've only ever worked for family-owned businesses throughout my entire career. So I'm very, very good at bringing brands to life, bringing teams together through, you know, my leadership style, and working incredibly hard. I always believe, do something that you love so that it comes from the heart.
Exactly, it's one of those things, do something you love and you never work a day in your life.
That's it, it's not work, it's a lifestyle, she says.
And of course, like, you know, even just looking at, you know, for instance, we were looking at your website, the newly developed, the revamped side of it. Like, even looking at the imagery there, it's kind of, it's just different to other cruise lines. You know, it's not kind of ship focused, it's very much aspirational and destination led.
Well, that's our new secret sauce that we're throwing in, this magic to this already incredible brand. You know, we've got the finest, the best hardware that there is. We're from a family that have got over 300 years of shipbuilding and maritime history. So we know the oceans better than anyone else. And so what we've now layered in is this sort of secret sauce, this new imagery, this new style of evoking the emotion of the oceans. And there is an incredible emotion to travel and the ocean, and I think bringing them together is incredibly powerful. And we're not in the business of selling dreams or beds, I should say, or cruises. We sell dreams, we sell emotions, and that's what I think I bring to our brand, and that's what I'm trying really with the team here to bring the brand to life in our key markets like Ireland, where we see great potential, and we want to really spend time and make sure that our travel partners really understand what we're about and why we're different and how to sell us successfully.
Yeah, like it very much looks like that you are not necessarily going after the typical, you know, ocean cruiser that's gone on various other ultra luxury brands. You're kind of looking at maybe more the hotel market.
Both. Of course, we welcome those existing cruisers that have got their sea nights. We love that, and they bring with them, you know, different experience and a different legacy of their own time traveling. But we're also seeing over a quarter of our business, and it's growing, is the new to cruise market. So those that are taking their first journey on the ocean, their first ocean travel with us as a brand, and that's an incredible responsibility for us as a new brand, but an incredible honour to really open up our guests' eyes into something entirely new, a different way of travel. And so it's definitely part of our strategy to look at both sides, but I do believe there's a huge potential for the yet to cruise market. So for those that it's not even something they would consider, because I can tell you when I've been on our ships, I always seek out our guests and spend as much time as I can asking, why did you book? How's your experience? Would you come back? And when I speak to the new to cruisers, or the first time cruisers, they say to me, this is incredible. And they all say, I don't know why we didn't do it before.
Exactly.
Because there's a magic with cruising. And, you know, ultimately we are a floating hotel. Our address is the ocean, and we move. That's really the only difference. And you can see the way our guests relax when they're on board. They feel at home. And there is an incredible value for money when it comes to ocean travel, but also most importantly for our guests, the optimization of their time. When you're on board, time becomes on your side again, which it just does not happen in everyday life.
Yeah, no, you touched on the kind of the value proposition. Obviously it's ultra luxury. The initial kind of cost is quite high, but what you're getting for that money is exceptional.
Yes, it's an all-inclusive experience, which again, I struggle with the word all-inclusive because it doesn't bring about that feeling of luxury, but actually it is a fully inclusive experience. We have one experiential restaurant, Anthology, which does have an extra sort of surcharge or fee for it, but it is an all-inclusive experience purely for that convenience that once you're on board, you can forget everything and you just enjoy the rhythm of the ship. You make your day your own. There is no rigidity or strict schedule with our journeys. And, you know, we have 6 standalone restaurants on board, each different, you know, be it Sakura, which is our Pan-Asian themed restaurant, be it Marble & Co., which is a European steakhouse. They're all for our guests to enjoy, but they all have full a la carte menus, which again is another departure from a more traditional cruise experience. So choice, variety, and incredible amenities is really one of our pillars, but also really outstanding food and beverage. And we can see the reviews from our guests. Food and beverage is really always up there with a sort of a 10 out of 10 score.
Yeah, and from chatting to some of the agents that have cruised on Explora Journeys, I think one thing that kind of came up when we were discussing it earlier was the fact that you don't necessarily need to be making the bookings in these restaurants. You know, there's a lot of availability. It's not this kind of panic as soon as the menu opens or the restaurant opens, you need to book in. It's very much you switch off and enjoy your holiday.
Yes, that's right. So the restaurant reservations open 90 days before you're sailing. And of course, some guests like to be organised in advance, but actually there's still availability once you're on the ship to make those reservations. We keep back reservations for more spontaneity, but also we do know that once on board, guests might then decide they want a spa treatment, which might coincide with their original dining reservations. So things change, or perhaps they really loved Fil Rouge, which is our French restaurant, and want to go back there twice and swap out. So but I think that's another misconception when it comes to cruising, that it's too rigid, it's overcomplicated, you have to book in advance. It doesn't exist. It really is a very freeing way of travel, and you can make your itinerary exactly your own.
Sure, you're kind of bringing the holiday back into the holiday now.
That's right, yeah, it's your time, you enjoy it, and don't feel you have to be stuck to any rigid schedules. So no, you don't need to book in advance.
And I suppose for the agents going forward that maybe want to find out a little bit more about Explora Journeys, you've got some great tools for the trade.
Well, Explora Journeys was a brand that was very much built on the art of listening. So we went out and we interviewed over 20,000 guests. We also spoke to travel partners about what they would want to see in a new luxury ocean travel brand. And part of that really was working with trade partners. We knew that from the offset for us, it was going to be incredibly important to really harbour those relationships with our trade partners. And in fact, that was our first website that was open, was actually a B2B website before we even went into the sort of the B2C side. So our trade partners are part of our extended family. They've been with us even before the beginning because they helped us conceive and build the brand. And so we want to make sure that they've got all of the tools to confidently sell us as a brand. So ETAC is our travel advisor booking portal. It's their website. We have dedicated B2B newsletters called The Hub, which regularly communicate all of our news and updates. We've of course got our EEC, our Explorer Experience Centre, which is our call centre. And then we've just announced a partnership with Rallyo, which is a social media platform whereby our trade partners can very easily utilise the content that we have and make it onto their own. And we have approach guides, which is another similar to Rallyo, but again, it's about branding your own website, using our templates, but also co-branding very easy collateral. So we want to make it as easy and seam-free as possible, and we've got more tools coming out, but always, you know, that art of listening continues. Our trade partners have really got us to where we are now, and we're so grateful and look forward to that continued journey.
And I suppose you had the secret weapon that is Suzanne Rowe here in Ireland.
She's incredible. Yeah. I mean, she's so well loved. She represents our brand so incredibly well. And I'm grateful to her for really setting up these meetings and appointments that we've had and getting to know everyone here, because I think for me and for the team, we need to be in market to really understand it. We need to listen, we need to learn and understand what are the consumers looking for here? Sure. When do they want to travel? What do they like? What are their peculiarities? Yeah. So that we can take it away and adapt. And as a family brand, we're so lucky that when we listen, we do listen, we learn, and we can adapt, we can be agile. So it's very important to be here and hear everything firsthand. But of course, we're in hospitality and we're in the business of people and relationships. So for me, it's incredible to be here.
Well, thanks so much, Anna Nash, President of Explora Journeys.
Thank you for having me.